David, what does Bo Bichette bring to this Mets ball club?
Well, I think first and foremost, he brings a really good player on the field. This is someone who's been one of the better and more complete right-handed hitters in all of baseball, really since he entered the league. And beyond that, it brings just an intense competitor, someone who never takes a play off, never takes a bat off, and that can only help the group as a whole.
Being as good as he is with runners in scoring position, how does that fortify this lineup?
Well, I think anytime you have someone who has a demonstrated ability to slow the game down, to stay in the moment when the moment matters the most, it can only help. Now, we all know in clutch situations there's only so much you can control, but he's really good at controlling what he can control, and then we let the results follow.
David, was there any concern on your part when trying to get him here with the team about him not having played third base before, and how do you think he will adapt to that?
We think he's going to adapt really well. Generally, in my experience, and if we look around baseball, when you're moving a shortstop to a different position, they generally have the skills and ability to adapt to that different position pretty smoothly. He showed he was able to play second base on one leg in the World Series and did just fine. And I think he's going to be. I think they're going to be learning moments, but I think he certainly has the ability to do it very well.
Was that something you had to sell to him, on playing the new position, and how intrigued was he to play the new position?
No, we didn't have to sell him at all. I think he made it very clear from our first discussion that he will play wherever. He just wants to win. He wants to be in the right organization, and if that meant moving off a shortstop, he was on board.
What is it like to bring in Luis Robert in center field for this ball club? Now you've got a stable player out there who's strong defensively as well as has offensive acumen.
Yeah, look, Luis has big time upside, and we've seen it at previous points in his career, and all of those skills and tools that allowed him to perform at such a high level a couple years ago are still there. So we're excited to bring him into our environment, bring him into our team, give him all the support and help we can, and then watch him go play.
Is your rotation strong enough in your mind?
Look, I have a lot of confidence in the pitchers we have here. We have some really good young pitchers coming. We have guys coming back off of seasons that we know they're better than they performed last year. They know they're better than they performed last year. I've also been very clear throughout the offseason that our preference would be to add a starting pitcher. We're still in those discussions. We're still having those conversations, and we'll see where we go between now and opening day.
David, was that competitive fire or work ethic, as you described Bo having, was that something in particular you looked for, coming off of the disappointments of last year? Is that a lack or just a bonus?
I don't know that it had really anything to do with last year. I think it's more just a recognition that that's part of what Bo brings to a club. And it's an important element, and we're going to benefit from it.
What's your message to the fans right now in terms of the ball club that you're going to bring to spring training?
This is an exciting team. This is a very good team as we stand right now, and we're committed to doing everything we can to consistently compete here, put championship caliber teams on the field, and that's what we're trying to do each and every day.
David, is this club a championship contender in your mind?
I think we have the potential to be. We have work to do, and we're going to have to go improve it. But I know we have a lot of guys on that team who are committed to doing everything they can to have really successful seasons.